Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. Today is a collab video with the beautiful Alicia from Alicia Budget Beauty. Her and I decided to team up on today's video, which we're going to be doing a get ready with me video using all makeup that has inspired us in some way, shape, or form. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Alicia, she is gorgeous. She does budget friendly and indie makeup reviews over on her channel. She also does like fashion hauls, try-ons. She does the most amazing Instagram reels, so definitely go follow her over there on Instagram. She's also on TikTok. Alicia is the one that got me started like on Temu, because she started doing all of those Temu hauls, and I'm like, hey, what is all this about? Like, you're getting some really cute stuff. So she covers everything affordable. She does her fair share of indie makeup brands, and she's just become one of my really good friends here on YouTube and on Instagram and in real life. And thank you so much, Alicia, for collaborating with me on today's video. Again, this is going to be a full face of makeup that has inspired us in some way, shape, or form. I cannot wait to see the makeup that she chose. I will have her info linked in the description box of today's video. And in case it is your first time here on my channel, I want to just say hello and welcome to all of you. My name is Steff, and I'm very happy to have all of you here. If you haven't subscribed yet, let this be your invitation to become part of our makeup family. Do me a favor, click on that subscribe button and hit the bell next to it. That way you can be notified every time I do drop a new video. And if you are a fan of this type of get ready with me style of videos, or you just want to see what makeup has inspired my journey, be sure to give this video a thumbs up before you go. Let's get started, guys. If y'all want to see how this look is going to turn out, keep on watching. All right, let me just pin this little portion of my hair back. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start with one of my favorite primers. My favorite primers, a primer that has really inspired me to buy more from this brand, and it's a brand you see me review pretty often here on my channel, and it's this one from Essence. This is a little $6, $7 primer. This is their Hello Good Stuff Glow Serum Primer. It is absolutely worth every bit, every penny you spend on it. This one is almost out. I think I might have to open it, but you do get a pump with it. Yeah, I need to open it already. Let me just put what I have here. This is going to be that primer that is going to give you that glass skin finish. And if you haven't tried it yet, I know when Ulta had their sale, was it a couple weeks ago? They had like all of the Essence stuff like at 30% off. Like it's already affordable to begin with, and then they're making it even cheaper. So I hope those of you that were in the market for a new primer pick this one up, because it is one of my favorites, and it feels good. You kind of have a little watermelon scent to it, and Essence makeup has definitely been a staple here in my stash since the very beginning, and I'm just so excited for this primer, for the brand in general, and I cannot wait to try more. Now, the foundation that I'm going to be wearing today, I have been wearing this brand of foundation since I was in high school. And in high school, I used to do beauty pageants and stuff, so I would always go to this particular counter at the department store to get my makeup done, and I'm talking about Lancome. So this is the Lancome reformulated version of their Tinty Doll Ultra Wear Foundation. The shade that I have in this one is shade 125W. Now, I do have a full review over this foundation in case you want to check it out, the reformulated version. I like it. It's performed really well for me. And I'm using a Tarte brush, by the way. It's performed really well for me. This is one of those foundations that it just lasts all day. Like, it's reliable. I don't have to babysit it. I don't have to worry about it. If I look in the mirror and it's been 10 hours, it still looks good. Like, it holds up to anything and everything. And I've just, Lancome is one of those brands that's been around for many, many years. And, I'm not the biggest fan of like their blushes or their eyeshadows or whatnot, but when it comes to their concealer and when it comes to foundation, those are some things that I definitely love. There's even some of their skincare products that I really do enjoy. They have an incredible makeup remover. It's like a micellar water type of thing. It is expensive, and I know there are dupes for it, but honestly, you can't beat the real thing on that one. I think that one has just been the best that I've tried. Like, it beats out every single one. I don't have it in my stash right now. Right now, for my micellar water, I'm using the one from Drunk Elephant. I'm trying to finish that up because somebody just sent me a micellar water. I don't remember if it was La Roche-Posay, but I have another micellar water ready to go to test out. But if I didn't have that, I would most definitely have the Lancome one because it's just fantastic. And this foundation, I have it in both liquid and stick formulation, which I'm really hoping that they're gonna bring back the stick formula because that's what I use to travel with. That stick foundation just lasts through anything and everything, and it's just so much easier to travel with something that is in a solid form, not in a liquid form. And I know they reformulated this one earlier this year, so I'm hoping they are going to just reformulate that one and everything's going to be okay. But Lancome is a brand that has just withstood the test of time, and it's always going to be in my stash. Now for concealer, I'm going to use this one from the drugstore. This comes to us from Flower Beauty, and this is their Get Real Concealer. I have been a fan of Drew Barrymore for a number of years. The shade I have in this one is shade Fair. I love Drew Barrymore, Wedding Singer, Grey Gardens. Those are a couple of my favorite movies from her. Never Been Kissed is also such a cute movie. I mean, she was just the it girl in the late 90s, early 2000s, and I love to see her how her career has grown and how it has changed. Now I'm going to go in with one of my favorite brushes from one of my favorite indie brands, which is BK Beauty, and this is the BK A506 concealer brush. But I've always enjoyed Drew Barrymore, and I like that she started this brand because there's a lot of good in this brand. I don't feel like it's just like a cash grab, another celebrity, you know, just trying to dip their hand in, you know, the beauty community. I really feel like she took the time to develop some really good products. You guys know that she has a TV show now, a talk show now. So she's kind of taken a step back from acting, but her movies are classic. They're classic rom-com movies. I love them. I think she's a fantastic actress. She's so funny, and just I've seen some bits and pieces of her talk show, and she's just really authentic, and I love it. I love this brand. The concealer, the setting powder, her blushes, bronzer. And I know they're undergoing, I feel like I have a little hair here. I know that they're undergoing like I don't know if it's a reformulation or rebranding or whatnot, but I haven't checked to see yet if their website is back up and running, but I know she was kind of reorganizing it. And I really feel like this brand is going to be around for a while. Now, going to BK Beauty, which is Lisa J's brand. Lisa J is, of course, the beautiful YouTuber, and she started BK Beauty, I would say 3 years ago or so. She's based out of Austin, Texas, and Lisa, I remember watching Lisa before I even started my YouTube journey. I got so many tips and tricks from her. She is a professional makeup artist. She started working for MAC. She's even come down here to my area when she was working with MAC, and would do classes and stuff for the MAC employees. So she was familiar with my area. We've chatted a bit, and I love the brand. I love the premise behind her brand, and it's to be kind. Be kind to everyone. We don't know what others are going through. And I think about that especially here on YouTube, like, you know, when people post comments and they say, I don't mean to be mean, but, or no shade, but, you know, some people take that to heart. You know, you don't know what a person is going on or has going on in their lives. I'm one of those people that I don't really share much of my problems with you guys, because I figure we all have our own problems and this is your escape from that. So when I get comments like, you know, oh, you know, you would look better if you did this, or no shade, but you should do this, or you shouldn't do that, or why haven't you responded to my comment? Guys, you have to remember that I am a human being. I do have feelings, even though I might not talk about my problems, which I don't really want to. You know, you have to remember at the end of the day, I am a human. I am not AI. I am not a robot. And, you know, those comments, I do take them to heart sometimes. Most of the time I'm able to brush them off. I have a pretty thick skin, but there's only one of me and thousands of views. So, you know, just be mindful of that. And I'm not saying that it's always here on my channel. I've seen it happen and heard that it's happened on other channels as well. And it's sad. You know, that's, I think, the hardest part about this job, is just having to deal with the unwarranted negativity that you know, content creators have to endure. And, you know, after a while, and especially if you have something really, really hard going on, you know, in your personal life, comments like that can really hurt a person, and they can really do damage in ways that you probably wouldn't think. So I love BK Beauty. I love her message of being kind to everyone. And Drew Barrymore with her Flower Beauty brand, I mean, I just think it perfectly suits her. And she's always such a happy, positive person. So that's why I'm so inspired by these two brands, because I always want to be happy and I want to be as kind to others as I can. All right, so next we're gonna go in with bronzer, and a brand I had to include. You just know I had to include this, and I'm so excited for this. Give by Gwen Stefani. You know how I feel about Gwen Stefani. I love Gwen Stefani. I love her fashion, her style, her nails. I love No Doubt. I love her own, you know, single albums. I mean, I grew up watching Gwen Stefani. She was just such a cool influence on my fashion sense, makeup, hair, all of that. And I was so lucky that I got to see her in concert this past December. Actually, it was like New Year's Eve. So it was really, really fun out there in Las Vegas. But this is one of her latest releases, and this is a bronzer contour duo. So you have a cream contour over here, which is more of like a neutral shade. And the shade that I have here is called Toastin'. It is the second lightest shade. And then here you have a powder bronzer. So right now I'm going to go in with the cream contour first, and then we'll continue on with the makeup. Actually, what I've been doing, something that I got from another influencer that I watch religiously over there on Instagram, is Rose from Rose and Ben. She gave me the idea, or this is what she does. She does all her cream products first, then she does her setting spray, and then she goes in with powder. I've been doing that same routine, and I've really noticed a change in how the makeup just wears and how it looks. So for me, Gwen Stefani, the Give by Gwen Stefani brand, which of course you guys know I ordered some of the blushes. I held back. I wanted them all, but I ordered three out of the 6, so I got half of them. They say they're gonna be here on Friday, but I love that she came out with her own makeup brand, her own beauty brand, because Gwen has her own unique style and it's not replicated by anyone else. I mean, she's just out there, and I love it. I love that she takes risks with her fashion, but her makeup is pretty traditional when you stop to think about it. Like, she's not out there, you know, with elaborate, colorful makeup looks. Like, she keeps it pretty neutral when it comes to her makeup, and I feel like her brand totally represents that. Like, it totally represents the makeup that she would wear on a daily basis. And you can tell that, again, not just another cash grab, she's actually very present in this makeup line. Like, every time I see her posting and stuff, like, she's always showing how to use the makeup. She's always demonstrating. Every single day I see content from her on this brand. So it really shows that she's taking it seriously. And I'm not saying that, you know, she's getting older, but we're all getting older. But Gwen is already in her 50s. So I'm pretty sure she's looking at the future and she's thinking, you know what? I might not be able to tour as much. I might not be able to dance the way I used to dance, but now she has time to focus on other projects, on other passion projects that maybe she'd been putting off because her singing career, you know, solo and with No Doubt, you know, didn't afford her the time to give to it, the time that she wanted to give to it. So I applaud her for going in this direction. It's just a new business venture for her, and why not? I mean, you know, she has the money. She can pretty much fund it herself. I don't know if that is her business model or what she's doing, but I've really been enjoying everything they've released. I would love to see a colorful palette, but I understand if we don't get a colorful eyeshadow palette because that's not really her thing. She wears a lot of just neutral makeup, but the stuff she has come out with, I've really been enjoying. Okay, so now that I have all my cream products on, and you notice that I'm keeping the bronzer just to the forehead. I'm going to do a little bit on my nose, but I'm going to wait and do powder bronzer. I've been really enjoying playing blush for 2023, so I'm going to be using a powder blush and powder highlighter. But before I do that, a brand that really started my colorful makeup journey, that really got me into makeup in my early 20s, Urban Decay All Nighter. I think I've been using Urban Decay All Nighter for 20 years, something like that. However long it's been around, that's how long I've been using it. I love this stuff. I have multiple versions because they've come out with like a glow version, an ultra matte version, a vitamin C version. I got them all. I got them all and I love them. But this is the OG Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. You can't go wrong. I always say, if anybody asks me, Steph, what setting spray should I get? Urban Decay All Nighter. That's just the first thing out of my mouth. If you want something at the drugstore, the NYX matte setting spray, I think, is probably my favorite at the drugstore. I'm just gonna press everything in. Urban Decay is just, it's one of those brands. It's hard for me to say this, but I feel like they haven't kept up with the times. It's just the rise of indie makeup brands, right? The indie makeup brands just do things so much differently, and in some cases they do it so much better. But there's always going to be something, some nostalgia for me behind Urban Decay, with Urban Decay, that I will always purchase from them because I love the brand, and they are just one of the reasons why I got started with makeup. And you know, what can you say? Like, for me, it's Urban Decay. The eyeliners, which you'll see me use some eyeliners. I'm using the powder part now. The eyeliners, I absolutely love them. I have so many different shades. I used to collect the single eyeshadows, which I had to declutter some of them recently, but I never was one to buy eyeshadow palettes. I always preferred to buy singles, and I would buy my singles from mostly Urban Decay. I would get some NARS as well, but Urban Decay for me was just that brand. I'm going to set the cream contour up here, cream bronzer. Urban Decay was just one of those brands that always spoke to me. I was just always so excited. And then Gwen Stefani did a collaboration with them. I still have it. I don't use it. It's old, but Like how I can't get rid of that. Like that's my youth. That was, you know, something I was so excited for. And I just, you know, I know their formula definitely needs updating. It doesn't come close to the indie makeup brands, but when you have a brand that's been your favorite for a number of years, it's hard to say goodbye. And you know what? I don't have to say goodbye. It's my money and I'll spend it as I wish. So next we're gonna go to blush. And this is a really big brand, and this is the first major brand to send me PR, and I have consistently been on their PR list for about 3.5 years now. Yeah, about 3.5 years. And I'm talking about Wet n Wild. In particular, their Hello Halo blush lighter. So it's a blush, like a glowy blush, and then you get a highlighter. I'm not going to use the highlighter in this one because there's 3 different versions, and this is the darkest version. I chose the darkest version just because I wanted to use the blush, but I'm going to be using a different highlighter. Wet n Wild discovered me and sent me PR after I did my review video over this blush lighter. And you know what? Let me find, I have a brush here from Wet n Wild. They wanted to repost. They said, can we use your video? I said, absolutely, of course, do whatever you want to do. I was just so excited. And they are the first major brand that sent me PR. And that was at a point in my YouTube journey that I only had about 250 subscribers. That's it. They took a big chance on me. I hope they feel like it's paid off, because I always use, you guys see, I always use at least 1 or 2 Wet n Wild products in every single video that I do. And I couldn't be more grateful to this brand. It's a brand I grew up using, you know, when I was like in middle school into high school. I mean, I always had like a Wet n Wild lipstick, Wet n Wild nail polish, Wet n Wild lip liners, you know, I always had some type of Wet n Wild product in my stash. And even to this day, I'm so happy to see them coming out with various collections, although I do wish that they would kind of stop or veer away from the collab collections. Like, for example, they just did the one with Alice in Wonderland. I miss the Wet n Wild collections that they did on their own. You know, one of them was like the dragonfly, the other one was the mermaid. There was one something with the rose. Like, those are the box sets that I miss. Those are the ones that I miss collecting, because they were so beautiful. And it wasn't a collab with anything. It was just their own unique collection. So I really hope that Wet n Wild brings that back soon. I don't know, you tell me. I think we're done with collabs. Like, I feel like brands have just collabed with everything. Like, what's left? Are you gonna collab with a car company now? I mean, really, like, what is left? I would love to see brands veer more towards, you know, doing their own unique collections instead of having to make it a collab with some type of franchise. Now on to highlighter, and I could not make this video without including Rare Beauty, and the shade I'm gonna use is the shade Mesmerized. It is like a, let's see, like a very light pale pink. So I recently got on Rare Beauty's PR list, and I'm looking for my Rare Beauty highlighter brush, because that is definitely the brush that I want to use. But I got onto their PR list. Here it is. I got onto their PR list, I believe it was last year, and I've been so excited. Like, I've done like little conference calls with them, and I've participated in different like online events and things like that. They're very community driven. And you guys know that Selena Gomez, she is such an inspiration to so many people of so many walks of life. But I feel, especially to me, as a Hispanic woman living here in South Texas. I'm a few years older than Selena is. I'm 41. I believe Selena is 31 or 32, something like that. She's from Dallas, Texas. So, you know, we're both Texas girls. We're both Hispanic. And to see all of the success that she's got, you know, she earned it. She started from the bottom and she made it all the way to the top. I think this is probably one of the best-selling celebrity makeup brands that there has ever been. And with good reason, because she comes out with such cute, functional, good quality products. And you know, I don't always watch like her shows or her movies or stuff like that. I think I listen to her music more so than I do that. But I like to see her versatility. Yes, she's an actress. Yes, she's a singer. But now she's also a beauty brand owner. And she's a beauty brand owner that is involved in the process. And like BK Beauty and Lisa J, their message is to be kind. Selena's message is always to stay positive, stay humble, help one another. And even the design of some of her products are designed to help people who have some type of disability or mobility issues, help them to be able to open the packaging so much easier than a traditional, you know, foundation or concealer or whatnot, you know, would have. So I applaud her tremendously for that. I know she has taken a lot of heat because when you're at the top, like everybody is going to try to bring you down, right? And I mean, she's taken heat from all directions, and I think a lot of it has been unwarranted. But, you know, kudos to her for just knowing when to take a step back, knowing when to say, you know what, I need a break from social media, knowing what to put out there, what not to put out there, and just staying true to her Hispanic roots. I love it. I love the messaging behind her brand. And I am so grateful to be on the Rare Beauty PR team, and even more grateful that even just as a consumer, if I wasn't on the Rare Beauty PR team, I myself would be buying these products just because I love them. I think they're great products, and her basic message is just so inspiring, and I'm just very inspired by what I see coming from the brand. Okay guys, so complexion is done. I am gonna pop off camera and I'm gonna take care of brows. I will let you know what brow products I use. The reason why, and some of you say, Steph, why don't you do your brows on camera? You know, I have done them in one of my last Get Ready With Me's. I did the brows on camera, but it's hard for me to do my brows on camera just because I need to hold the mirror up here and then it's gonna block my face and then you're not gonna be able to see it. So for me and for the sake of time, I'd rather just do my brows off camera. But I usually use NYX, Milani, Urban Decay, or IT Cosmetics. Those are my brow products. Or I use some from Temu or She Glam. I have those as well. I love them as well. So I'll let you guys know. Let me go do my brows and then I'll let you guys know which brow products I went in with. Okay guys, so the brows are on. The products I used is this eyebrow pencil from She Glam, and I also use my Milani Weekend Brow Pen. Now we need to lay down some eyeshadow primer, and here it is from one of my favorite indie makeup brands, a brand that I discovered because of the cover art of one of their palettes, and I have the palette behind me. It is the Pizza Kitty palette. And I'm talking about Sugar Drizzle. You guys know I've been loving this new Sugar Drizzle eyeshadow primer. It's super affordable as well. It's only $7.50. I do have an affiliate code with Sugar Drizzle. It is Steff10. So anytime you want to buy something from Sugar Drizzle, definitely if you want to use my code or use somebody else's code, but use a code so you can get a little bit of a discount, you know? But Sugar Drizzle, I've really come to know the brand. I've gotten to know Nikki, the owner of the brand, and they do such cute palettes. They do a lot of amazing multi and duochromes, and they do it at a very affordable price point. The cover art on all of their palettes is just adorable, adorable. It's usually like some type of an animal or something on the cover. I love it. I love everything that they do. I have yet to encounter a sugar drizzle product that I don't love, and I don't think that's ever gonna happen. But you know, they are an up and coming indie brand. If you haven't tried Sugar Drizzle yet, you definitely gotta try them. I discovered them, like I said, through that Pizza Kitty palette. I bought a couple more palettes after that, reviewed them. Then I made it onto their PR list, and you know what? I couldn't be more excited. I couldn't be more excited every time Nikki announces that she's going to be releasing a new palette. I'm like, I'm here, I'm ready, let's go. So now we're going to move on to eyeshadow. And there are two eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to be using in today's video. The first is what I would say was probably my very first indie makeup brand purchase, and this is long before I had my YouTube channel, and I'm taking it back to Glamlight Pizza Palette. How many of you guys still have this palette? Raise your hand. I remember when I got this, I think it was in 2017. I was just so over the moon excited about it. Like, again, Glamlight with their packaging. I have an entire shelf dedicated to displaying my Glamlight products, but this is a pretty awesome palette. Now, I'm going to use the mattes in this palette, and then I'm going to bring in another one of my favorite indie brands. Also, I've come to know and adore the owner, Christina, and I am talking about Gourmand Girls, specifically the Radioactive palette, which I think is in stock right now. And I do have an affiliate code with Gourmand Girls. I believe it is Steff, and that will give you 10% off of your order. This is a gorgeous palette. This was released last year, and this is when I noticed that Gourmand Girls was taking a turn. They were changing up their formula. This is an incredible multi and duochrome palette. I am gonna have so much fun with both of these palettes. I'm very inspired by both of the owners of both of these companies. Giselle, I believe, is a Puerto Rican immigrant, and she started, this was I think her very first palette, and she started it because of her love of pizza and for her love of makeup. So let's see, what do I feel like doing? I think I'm gonna go in first with this shade right here, Extra Cheese. Yeah, pineapple is more of a shimmer. I'm going to start with Extra Cheese. That'll be our transition shade. And then I think I'm going to go into Hot Sauce down here right after that. And I'm using my Rephr 15. Also Rephr, another brand that I love and I'm always inspired by, because these are the very first, I would say, high-end luxury makeup brushes that I ever purchased. And now I'm on their PR list, which thank you so much, Rephr, for keeping me on your PR list. But I bought them. I bought a set myself. I actually bought two sets on my own. And then they reached out to me. Again, I was a really small channel when they reached out and they said, hey, would you like to be, you know, on our PR list? We can give you a code and blah, blah, blah. I was like, absolutely. And they have different shapes in their brush lineup. And so that also helped me, I think, become better with blending my shadows and placement, and just giving me ideas to do different things, just because I had the right tools to do those, you know, different eye looks. And I've never been afraid of pairing various shades with one another, shades that you probably wouldn't think would go together. I like doing that. I like mixing things up and just, you know, seeing what unique color combinations I can come up with. And when you have the right tools, these are natural, undyed, uncut goat hair brushes. They are made in Japan. When you have the right tools, it becomes very easy to do that. And I know I hear or I read a lot of you in the comments saying, you know, Steff, I love the looks. I just don't know if I can recreate it at home. I don't blend as good. I didn't blend that well when I first started either. Like, we all start somewhere. And usually we don't start off at our best. I am still not at my best. I would say not all of my looks are like spot on, you know? But that's just the way it is with makeup. And it also depends on, you know, how your skin is doing that day. Because if maybe, you know, your allergies are flaring up, or maybe you're just in general not having a good day, then that's going to translate over into your makeup routine, and how it goes on and how it applies, and just basically how you feel about it. So my best advice to those of you who say, you know, I wish I could create the looks you create, you totally can, because I feel like I create attainable makeup looks. Like, they're not out of the box, out of the ordinary. But it's just practice. You just need to practice. And if you're able to take your time, then take your time. If it means waking up 10-15 minutes earlier before work, then do it. That way you can, you know, have that practice, and you know, you'll get there. You'll get there. I am still a work in progress. I don't have it all figured out when it comes to makeup. And that's why I watch YouTube, and that's why I watch Instagram Reels, because I learn a lot from my fellow content creators. What was your first indie makeup brand purchase? What inspired you to get on the indie makeup train? I would love to know. Leave it in the comments. I feel like Glamlight, in thinking back, you know, to the brands I was using before I started my YouTube channel, which I started my YouTube channel in June of 2019. This is a palette that really stood out, that really, like, I truly remember. I have so many Urban Decay palettes, and I was almost gonna use one of them in today's video, but you know, I already knew I was gonna use like the Urban Decay setting spray. I'm gonna use some Urban Decay eyeliners, so I felt like, okay, this can't be an Urban Decay video, even though I probably could have done it, because they were one of the first brands to really get me excited about colorful makeup. But I do remember purchasing this palette, and I was just so excited when it arrived. Now, in a BK A504, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. What are some indie brands that you have on your must-try list of 2023? The year is half over. One of mine was Shroud Cosmetics, which I already tried. And another was Fantasy Cosmetics, which I just received a PR package from them. And you guys have seen that video go up already. It was using their new Fighter palette. Those were two brands that were on my list. Glaminatrix Cosmetics, they're on my list to try as well. I don't know if I'll be able to try them this year, but they're definitely there. I will try them one day. But let me know, what brands have you been curious about? What brands have you been wondering about? So now I'm going to lay down a little bit of the NYX Glitter Primer, and we're going to start playing with some of these multi and duochromes in the Radioactive palette. The brush I'm using right now is the Morphe M124. This is an old brush. They don't make this style anymore. Well, they make something similar, but they don't make this particular brush anymore. But it's just been one of my tried and true, my ride or die brushes here in my stash. And you know, I'll admit it, I was very much inspired by Morphe back in the day. You know, like, they were the up and coming company. So many influencers were on board with them. And you know, I still use a few Morphe products till this day. I know they're going through some financial difficulties, so I wish them well with that. But let's see, what do we want to do? I think I want to go in with this shade right here. This one is called Ultraviolet. I'm going to put that out here. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. We're going to do two different ones here on the lid. Now I think I'm going to go into this shade right here. This one is called Exposure. This one I'm going to spray the brush with some setting spray. Glamlight setting spray, by the way. Wow, look at that. Guys, this is a gorgeous palette. I'm really hoping it's still in stock. I have a feeling it's still in stock. Oh, beautiful. Gorgeous. And for those of you that don't know, Christina, the owner of Gourmand Girls, she's Hispanic. She's a Latina, just like I am. We're both Hispanic, Mexican descent. And I'm really inspired by her as a brand owner, and just the journey that she's been on, you know, not just with the brand but also, you know, with her health and stuff like that. You know, the girl has been through a lot and she's coming out on top and she's doing amazing things, and she's a really big inspiration for me, and she's helped me a lot kind of navigate the waters of this foreign territory for me, because, you know, I still don't know everything, and I don't know personally like a lot of people in this space. So to be able to have her as somewhat of a guide to kind of run ideas by her, she's really helped me out a lot. And I love Christina to pieces. I love Glamlight to pieces. Miss Giselle, the owner of Glamlight, I think, man, she hit a home run with this pizza palette, because this palette really put her on the map. So now we're going to go back into this palette, and I think I'm going to do the purple. I'm going to do this one. This is, I believe, a shimmer. I'm going to do this for the lower lash line. And I'm taking this on a damp Rephr 26. I haven't forgotten I need to set my under eye area. I'm probably just going to use a small little brush to set. I gotta definitely set this T-zone, but you see, this is proof as to how good the foundation is from Lancome. Like, I feel like I already set my makeup and it's not set. So, but I have a good setting powder from a fellow content creator, one that I used to watch and still watch, but I started watching this girl long before I had my own channel, and she's absolutely amazing. We'll get to that in a second. Now I think I'm going to go in with this shade right here for the lower inner corner. I am going to spray the brush. Ooh, that looks so pretty. All right, guys, we're going to do the powder right now before I do mascara and all that bit. Okay, so now let's do the powder before I continue on, you know, with the final touches on the eye look. So Nakia Joy Cosmetics. I watch Nakia Joy. She's from Australia. She's gorgeous, but she was one of those, and you know what? I'm just going to use my little triangular puff. She's a beauty influencer turned brand owner that just always had amazing makeup tips, and she always just, I loved her makeup application. I loved hearing her thoughts, because her and I are both normal oily skin types, but I love to hear her thoughts on various foundations and complexion products. I always liked watching, you know, her apply the lashes. Now she has a lot of a lash collection, an extensive lash collection that you can shop for on her site. I believe Nakia Joy Cosmetics, since they are based out of Australia, I want to say they opened like a US warehouse, so that way you don't have to wait so long to get your products. I know some of you have asked if I have tried like their loose multi and duochrome pigments. I have not, but I definitely want to do like a Nakia Joy makeup haul. Like, I am so hoping that she releases a concealer or a foundation, because I really think she would do a great job with it, and especially that since her and I are the same skin type, like I know I would love it. But yeah, she was always one of my inspirations when I was not even thinking about starting a YouTube channel, but I always made sure to watch all of her videos. I watch more of her now on Instagram Reels than I do on YouTube, just because it's so hard for me to make my own videos and then keep up and watch everybody else's videos. Once you're in the seat, once you're, behind the camera, you have your own channel, it's really hard it's really hard to keep up with everybody else because you just have so much work to do. So the things I'm going to use off camera, I'm going to go in with Tower 28 mascara. I love this brand. I remember when this brand first came to Sephora, I bought all of their bronzers and their cream blushes, and I've been on their PR list. I get stuff every now and then from them, but they are a California-based indie makeup brand, and I just think that this mascara is definitely one of the best. I hear the train coming, so this is a perfect opportunity for me to step off camera, take care of the finishing touches with the eye look, and then I'll come back and we'll do some lipstick and I'll wrap up today's video. Okay guys, so the eye look is complete. I went in with Rare Beauty liquid liner for the top lash line, of course the Tower 28 mascara, and for the lower waterline, an LA Girl Neon Shockwave lip liner in the shade Blaze. LA Girl, you know, I've had my fair of hits and misses, right? But their lip liners, their eyeliners are so colorful, they're so easy to work with, and they last. I love good drugstore makeup, and the majority of the time I always get that with LA Girl. So LA Girl is always an inspiration for me. They're always going to be in my stash. To finish up this look, we need to put on a lipstick, and I don't think I could have made today's video without including Fenty Beauty. So Fenty, started by the gorgeous Rihanna. Rihanna was discovered at a very young age, at around, what was she, 16 or 17 when Jay-Z discovered her. She comes from Barbados, a country which I am definitely wanting to visit as soon as I can. But Rihanna has just soared from her amazing, you know, singing career now to her amazing beauty brand. I mean, when we think about, you know, celebrity-owned beauty brands, Rare Beauty is definitely up there, but I think the one who might have just kind of pioneered it in this new age was Rihanna, when she dropped 50 Shades of foundation, when she dropped 50 Shades of concealer. She really became the standard, the gold standard when it came to inclusion, diversity and inclusion in makeup, you know, formulations and shades and whatnot. So I gotta include Fenty in some way, shape, or form. This is her lipstick, and I remember I did an Instagram, it was a YouTube short video on how to use the component. I think that video has got like 50,000 views or more already. This is the shade I'm gonna go in with. The shade is called Ballin' Babe, and she has so many different shades of this lipstick, and I like that you just need to get one component and then you buy the rest. The lipsticks, they're in a small little packaging like that. You just pop them in and go. Rihanna now has a lingerie line, a clothing line. I mean, is there anything that Rihanna can't do? She has a new baby, another one on the way. Congratulations, Rihanna. She, I think, kind of just reshaped the entire makeup industry when she launched Fenty Beauty. And with that, guys, this is my full face of makeup that inspires me. Inspires me to be excited about makeup, inspires me to try it out for you guys, just inspires me to be as creative as I can be. And thank you so much to Alicia from Alicia Budget Beauty for collabing with me on today's video. I will definitely have her channel linked in the description box so you guys can go say hello, show her some love, and definitely tell her Steff sent you. Now I want to hear from you guys. What makeup has inspired you? What makeup brands are you just loyal to, or your ride or die makeup brands, even if maybe they're not around anymore, but you still buy them? What are makeup brands that have just inspired you in your makeup journey? I would love to get this conversation started. Sound off in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. Cheers. And I'm going to see you all very soon. Bye.